Hey everybody, it's Holly here at Open Hearts Wellness, and I'm here to guide you through a shorter slow flow practice today. And we're gonna start laying on our back. So just grabbing your mats, grabbing your water, and getting ready. So once you find your mat space, just rolling down to the back, letting the legs grow out long, the arms by the sides, palms facing up. Tucking the chin slightly, lengthening the back of the neck. And finding 3 full breaths here. Slowing down the mind, landing on the mat space. And letting the breath flow in and out. Inhale, you can begin to stretch the arms up overhead, reaching the fingertips and toes apart. And exhale to round the knees into the chest. You can wrap the arms around the shins, maybe gently rocking from side to side. And then beginning to straighten the legs up like you're standing on the ceiling. And just play with pointing and flexing the toes. We'll bring the right knee into the chest and letting the left leg grow long. Wrapping the hands around the right shin, pulling the right knee towards the underarm, opening up through the hip. Exhale, and inhale, pulling it towards center. Keeping the left hand on the right knee and begin to twist, letting the right knee twist over to the left side. Keeping the right arm on the mat space. And exhale back through center. Straightening the right leg up. And exhale to release the right leg down, left knee comes in. Grabbing the hands to the shins of the left leg, guiding it into the underarm, the knee, opening up through the left hip. Inhaling and exhale, guiding it towards the center of the body. And grabbing the right hand for the left knee and twisting off to the side, rolling over to the right side. Left arm stays on the mat space, getting a twist through the spine, lengthening the left side body. And exhale to roll back. Inhale, straightening the left leg up. And exhale to release the left leg down. Bringing both knees back into the chest. And we'll grab for the bottoms of the feet, finding a happy baby pose. You can rock from side to side. Maybe straighten in one leg. And then the other, stretching the hamstrings. Bringing the knees in towards the chest, grabbing for behind the knees, and begin to rock and roll forward and back on the spine, all the way up to a seated position. Finding our sit bones, resting the hands to the fronts of the knees, And exhale to fall back into the upper spine, tucking the chin. And inhale to shine the heart, lifting the chest, arching the spine and gazing up. And exhale to release. We'll stretch the legs out long, pulling the toes towards the body. Maybe the heels pop up off the mat space. Reach the arms up. Inhale, stretch the fingertips up towards the ceiling. And exhale, begin to find a forward fold, letting the hands fall where they may. And we'll find 3 breaths here, rounding deeper on each exhale. And inhale, beginning to roll all the way up. Bring the soles of the feet together, and the knees out wide, staying just as you are in a nice straight spine, or you can choose to round forward, folding, getting a little bit more opening through the hips, maybe guiding the elbows into the knees, deepening the stretch. Again, following the breath as you inhale. Exhale to fold a little deeper. Inhale, beginning to round all the way up, bringing the knees together, and we'll make our way to tabletop. Rooting into the hands, finding all 10 fingertips planting into the mat space. We'll roll through 2 or 3 rounds of cat-cow. As you inhale, the belly falls to the mat. And as you exhale, the spine rounds, tucking the chin. And you can find a neutral tabletop and sitting back to the heels for a moment just to release the wrists, rolling out the wrists, wiggling the fingers. Then we'll reach our hands back down to the mat space and curl the toes behind us, finding a down dog. Pedaling through the knees. And then find stillness in your down dog, taking 1 full breath. Rooting into the left foot, inhale the right leg up behind you, hold in a 3-legged down dog. Inhale, we'll pull the right foot through to plant between the hands, lowering the left knee. You can have the back toes, the left toes curled under or flat to the mat. And the hands can stay supporting you on the mat, or you can grow up tall to a crescent moon lunge. As we inhale, lift up, shine the chest, maybe even let the head fall back. And exhale, bringing the hands down to the inside of the right foot. Inching the right foot out further onto the mat space. Rooting the left hand into the mat and grow the right hand up to the right knee. Beginning to take a little bit of a twist. You can choose maybe to extend the right arm up towards the ceiling. And then maybe draw it back behind you. Follow with the gaze. Staying here, you can bend at the left knee, reaching the hand back to grab for the top of the left foot. Find one final breath. And exhale to release. Bringing the right foot to plant between the hands, curling the left toes under behind you, and as you pivot the left foot parallel to the short edge of the mat space, we're going to rest the right hand to the right shin. Inhale, sweep the left arm up. Triangle pose. As you inhale, begin to release the right arm from the shin, sweeping it up. Inhale. And exhale, bend in the right knee, finding a warrior two. Stacking the shoulders just over the hips, gaze is strong over the front middle finger, and stay active through the fingertips. 2 more breaths. And on your last exhale, we'll sweep the hands down to the mat space, pivot to the tiptoes of the left foot, and we'll step back to our 3-legged down dog. Exhale to release. Rocking in the heels, maybe shifting the hips from side to side. Press all 10 fingers into the mat space, root into the right hand. Inhale the left leg up behind you. Hold. And exhale to plant the left foot between the hands, lowering the right knee, and finding our supported crescent lunge or full expression. Lift up, gaze up, shine the heart. And exhale to lower the hands. Shifting the left foot off to the left side of the mat space, bringing the left hand to the big toe side. We'll roll to the side of the left foot and planting the left hand up to the knee. Finding that twist in the spine, maybe you start to raise the left arm up. And exhale, maybe it falls behind you. Gaze will follow the hand. If you did so on the other side, you can bend in the back leg, reaching back to the top of the foot. 1 breath. And exhale to release. Bringing the left foot closer towards the left pinky, you can curl the right toes behind you, pivot it so it's parallel to the short edge of the mat space, straighten in the left leg, sweep the right arm up, Trikonasana, triangle pose. Inhale to sweep the left arm up, shining the heart, inhale. And exhale, sink it down to a warrior two. Bending deep into the left knee and stacking the knee just over the ankle, shoulders over the hips, gaze is strong and steady. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Pivot to the tiptoes of the right foot as you exhale to sweep the hands down. Step the left foot back to a 3-legged down dog. And exhale to release. Gazing up towards the hands, we're going to step the feet on either side of the hands, bending into the knees, and finding a Malasana squat. You can bring the hands up to heart center. Then we'll stretch the right arm down towards the mat space and lift the left arm up. Inhale. Exhale, hands meet at heart center, the left arm extending out. Inhale the right arm up. And exhale to center, one more breath. And exhale, plant the hands on the mat and begin to straighten in the legs, finding a forward fold. You can shift the feet so the feet are only hip width distance apart, maybe bending in one knee or finding any sort of restorative fold that feels comfortable for you. Inhale, find a halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, begin to rise up to standing. The arms sweep up overhead. And exhale, hands to heart center, rooting into the feet. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale to fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to plant the hands and stepping back to plank pose. From our plank pose, we'll send the hips straight up and back to a down dog. Right leg extends up behind you, and then lower the right knee down to the mat space, keeping the left toes where they are. Sweep the left arm up, and then up to the front of the mat space, finding a side stretch for the left side body. And exhale to plant the left hand, curling the toes behind you, sending the right leg up. Three-legged down dog. And exhale to release. Inhale the left leg. And exhale to release the left knee to the mat space. We'll just sweep the right arm up and towards the front of the room. And exhale, release the right hand, curl the toes behind you, three-legged down dog, and release. Beginning to shift forward to plank pose, lowering the knees gently towards the mat, and bending in the elbows, guiding the chest, the belly. We'll take the wrists in line with the elbows, pressing the shoelace side of the foot into the mat space, being active in the low body. Inhale, just a baby cobra. And exhale to release. Inhale a little higher. And exhale to release. Inhale, one more, stretch it out. Gaze out. This time, let the right shoulder fall through center. Exhale, gaze over the back, the left side. Inhale through center. Exhale to fall towards the right, bending the left shoulder into center. Inhale, roll up. Find your final cobra and release. You can rest the forehead on stacked palms, bending in the knees, and windshield wipering the legs behind you. Letting the legs fall to the mat space. We'll reach the arms down to the sides, pinkies towards the body. As you inhale, lift the chest up. Maybe as you exhale, the legs float up off the mat space. You can reach back, interlace the hands, find one more breath. Inhale. And exhale to release. Taking one more round. This time choosing maybe to bend at the knees and reaching the hands back towards the ankles or the tops of the feet. If you do this and you feel any pain in the knees, taking the variation we did just before this, and on an inhale, pressing the feet into the hands, float the legs and chest up, 2 breaths. And slowly releasing. Bringing the hands just under the fronts of the shoulders, pressing into the hands, finding tabletop, toes together, knees wide, child resting pose. We'll walk the hands off to the right side and exhale to find the side stretch for the left. And walking the hands through center all the way over to the left side, getting a stretch for the right. Bringing the hands through center and pulling ourselves up to a tabletop position. You may want to turn on your mat. We're going to settle into a frog pose. So if you have any pillows nearby, you could grab for some pillow. If you'd like to roll up the corners of your mat to make it a little more comfortable for the knees, you can also choose to do this. This is our restorative pose that we'll close off with. So the knees become nice and wide, and we want the ankles to be in line with the knees. And we can utilize a pillow here to lay the body down on. You can rest the forehead either to the pillow or stacked fists. We'll sink in for 10 full breaths. Knowing that we hold a lot of our emotions in our hips. So when we stay in a pose like this, a very vulnerable hip opening pose, our minds can run a little wild. We may hate this posture, feel we dislike it, but most times that's the posture we need the most. Stay with the breath. Quiet the mind. Maybe choosing not to shy away, maybe to get a little deeper. Notice if it's the body that desires to come out of this posture or if it's just the mind playing tricks. Find the breath. One more breath. When your 10 breaths are complete, we come out of this posture by bringing first the forearms to the mat, and then the hands, slowly inching the knees back together and taking a little bit of time. And choose to sit back to the heels in a rock pose for a breath. Unrolling the mat, we'll find our way all the way to our backs. And bring the knees into the chest. Releasing the soles of the feet down. And crossing the right ankle on top of the left thigh. Staying either just as you are or reaching behind the left thigh. If you'd like to straighten in the left leg, you can do so. Exhale to release the left foot to the mat space, keeping the right leg where it is, twisting the spine, arms through a T, gazing the opposite way of the knees. Rolling back through center, unraveling the right leg, and bringing the knees back into the chest. Soles of the feet to the mat space, the left ankle crossing and resting on the right thigh. If you did so on the other side, you can choose to wrap the hands around the right thigh, bringing the legs closer towards the body, deepening the stretch for the lateral side of the left leg. You can straighten the right leg if you'd like, and if you did so on the other side. And releasing. Arms find a T, left leg stays where it is, and falling the knees to the right side. Gazing over the opposite shoulder. And detoxifying twist for our internal organs, our core. And unraveling the legs. You can bring the knees into the chest if you'd like. And letting the legs grow long, the arms down by the sides. Closing through the eyes. Finding Shavasana, your final resting pose. As you lay here, just being kind in your mind, being kind to yourself, maybe even finding 3 compliments, 3 things to lift your spirits before coming out of Shavasana. Thank you for watching. Namaste.